Good morning, everybody. It's Molly with AllEars. I'm here at Animal Kingdom before the park opened, which can only mean one thing. I'm trying to ride Flight of Passage. But why am I trying to ride Flight of Passage? Because today I'm attempting to ride every single thrill ride in all of Walt Disney World. That's 14 attractions across 4 parks. Can I do it? I don't know. May the coffee be with me. Just hit my first snag. Normally you're allowed into Animal Kingdom early, but today's extra magic hours in the morning, so resort guests were in early and they're just now letting us in. But that's all right. I'm still headed to Flight of Passage with probably all these people. Looks like it's posted right now as a 90-minute wait. Some of you may be wondering how I came up with 14 attractions. I didn't come up with it, Disney did. I went onto the My Disney Experience app and I went to the attractions section and then I filtered it by thrill rides. And Disney gave me 14 attractions that I could feasibly do today. They actually gave me 16 because they also listed Rise of the Resistance, which is at Hollywood Studios but not opening until December 5th, and Primeval Whirl, which is unfortunately temporarily closed right now. So 14 attractions that I can do today. This actually seems like a good sign, because before when I've done it, I've had to go that way and weave all the way down almost to Africa and Festival of the Lion King, but they're letting me in right here. So this makes me feel good and warm inside. End of the line. That's me right now. Just jumped in line, 8:05. Wait time says 90. I don't think it's 90 because I normally have to wait back there, but we're gonna find out. I'm hoping it's much shorter so I can run over. We've got Dinosaur, Fast Pass, Cali, and Expedition Everest after that, and then I'm off to another park. This line has moved incredibly quickly, so that's great. The bad news is I bought this giant coffee thinking I'd have a lot longer in this line, so bottoms up, I guess. No coffee left behind. Some of you mentioned in a previous video, yes, this is Wawa coffee. It's the best coffee. It's pumpkin spice, obviously. It's my absolute favorite. Here are your Flight of Passage fast facts. 1, this is a fast pass attraction, and if you can get a fast pass, snag it, because it's probably the most popular fast pass attraction in all of Walt Disney World. One of the hardest fast passes to get. It's incredibly popular, and for good reason. If you cannot get a fast pass, get here early and ride first thing or last thing right before the park closes. 2, 44-inch height requirement for this. They do offer rider swap. In the best plot twist of all time, that took like 20 minutes to get here. And I finished my coffee, so I am really excited for today now. I got pulled as a single rider, so I am headed into a chamber right now.
And we have 4?
Boop, boop, boop. Here I go.
That's right. Please fill all the way in and stand on your assigned number.
Systems ready.
It took
Stand by.
30 minutes.
Standing by.
Which is insane.
Now, let's find you your avatar matches.
Oh, she's a beauty. Look at that.
Stow your gear on the back wall, and then get onto the link chair the way we showed you in the video.
I don't think I'm supposed to
put
put
on
these
your
on
flight
yet.
visors and supervise your children.
If you're not sure if you're going to like these seats, there is a test seat outside that I definitely recommend sitting in, so you don't wait in a long line to find out you don't like the seat. All in all, it took me 45 minutes to not only get through the line, but ride the attraction, which is shocking. So we're off to a good start, but I'm a little hesitant to get excited too fast because I still got Slinky Dog, I still got Dwarfs Mine Train. There's a lot to be accomplished today, but so far we're off to a good start. After each attraction, I'm going to be giving it 2 scores. The first is the thrill score. This is the thrill ride challenge after all. How actually thrilling was that attraction? Flight of Passage, 5 out of 5. Even though I've been on this attraction several other times, I still find myself gasping and shrieking when things happen. It's like, what's gonna happen? Even though I know what's gonna happen. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing. Definitely thrilling. And I'm also gonna give things what I call the Molly score. And that's gonna be how much do I personally like this attraction and how much do I recommend it to you to put it on your must-do list. And again, hard 5 out of 5. This is technologically the most advanced attraction I've ever been on anywhere. It's incredible. It's beautiful. I get teary-eyed. There are very few things that I would tell you to wait in a lengthy line for and not try and get a fast pass, but this is one of them. Even if you can't get a fast pass, you gotta ride it. There is nothing more unflattering than when you look down while you get on your bike and you see the screen showing you linking with your avatar and that lovely 5,000 chins that I have. It's like when you open your camera, it's on selfie mode. You didn't mean for it to be. You're like Ursula rising from the deep in The Little Mermaid. Always keeping me humble, Flight of Passage. My first fast pass that I was able to book for the day was at Dinosaur, which is where I'm headed now, but I just looked at the wait times, and because Flight of Passage didn't take very long, nothing has a very long line right now. So I'm kind of considering canceling my Animal Kingdom fast passes and rebooking fast passes at another park, likely Magic Kingdom, because it's the only one that I could book multiple attractions that I need to ride. Considering Hollywood Studios has tiered attractions and I could only book one thrill ride there. A question I get asked a lot about fast passes if you can book it in multiple parks in one day, and the answer is kind of. Your initial 3 that you book, you can only book in one park, but after that, when you can add one at a time for fast pass 4, 5, 6, etc., you can add that into multiple parks. So yes and no is the answer to that question. Looks like the standby time is only 10 minutes, so I am gonna just do standby on this one. Dinosaur Fast Facts is a fast pass attraction and one I recommend getting, but maybe on your secondary fast passes. Ideally, you would get things like Flight of Passage, Kilimanjaro Safaris before this one, but it does get a lengthier line in the middle of the day. I've seen it over an hour, and I love this attraction, so if you want to ride it, definitely recommend looking at fast pass or coming early or in the evening. It is a 40-inch height requirement, so more people can ride it than other thrill rides here, but it is very scary.
Let's roll! Just little one.
Woo! Survived. Dinosaur recap. Thrill factor, hard 5. That's probably the most thrilling ride in Walt Disney World. It's dark, it's loud, there's big dinosaurs coming at you. Gotta love it. Molly factor, also a 5. I adore this attraction. It's one of my favorites in the park, and I definitely think you should ride it. I also definitely think you should use a fast pass for it. I wouldn't wait more than 30 or so, 45 minutes maybe on a busy day and standby, but you can usually snag a fast pass for it, which I definitely recommend doing. Again, it is scary, so if you've got little ones, even though they're tall enough, they may not love it. So maybe ride it first and assess from there, know your kids. But gosh, that's a great one. And on to Asia. My next challenge, Expedition Everest. Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain, Fast Facts. One fast pass attraction. Definitely recommend it initially, and then if you get here and it's not that busy, change it for something else, but it is really popular and it is super fun. They also have a single rider line, which I'm hoping is open today, that I can use, and it's one of my favorite thrill rides in Walt Disney World. 44-inch height requirement, so it is a little bit taller than Dinosaur, same as Flight of Passage. Single rider queues are available at some attractions across property, and what they do is they guarantee basically that your party's going to be split up, but you're probably going to have a much shorter wait. You may even walk on the attraction like I'm the second person in line, and as a single rider, you just fill in the odd numbered parties on the seat. So they have it here, they have it at Test Track, they've got a Rock and Roller Coaster and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, so I'm going to utilize this as much as possible. Again, your party's going to be split up, but you're going to get on the ride faster, so pros and cons on most attractions, I say single rider. Expedition Everest recap. Thrill factor, again, a 5. So far I'm sensing a trend, but it's one of the tallest rides in Walt Disney World. It's really fast, it's really tall, like I just said. You've got that huge 80-foot drop. It's super, super fun. Maybe my favorite thrill ride in all of Walt Disney World. We're gonna see that tally by the end of the day, which means obviously Molly Factor 5. I think this attraction's incredible. Try riding in the back, that's my favorite seat. You can't request that in single rider though, but if you go Fast Pass or standby, request sitting in the back. It's just so much fun, and if you're tall enough, it's a great attraction, and I really enjoy it. And for me, actually moving on a ride usually beats a simulator, so there's that. Once again, Primeval World is closed, which means I only have one attraction left in Animal Kingdom. We're making good time, and I'm headed right now. I bet you know where I'm going. There's this little pathway that cuts around to the next attraction, and not a lot of people know about it. It cuts off the little loop by the gibbons, the monkeys, and Yak and Yeti, and you just end up right at the entrance of my next attraction. Standing outside my last attraction in Animal Kingdom, Kali River Rapids, and here are my fast facts. 1, it does have Fast Pass. I don't know if you need to use it. Depends on the day. It actually gets really long, especially when it's hot. So if you want to ride it, as always, get a Fast Pass, and you can always change it. It wouldn't be my choice of a Fast Pass because of reason number 2, you could get incredibly wet on this attraction. And I don't mean like a little splish splash. I mean completely drenched, and there's no way to tell who's going to get wet because the raft is a circle. So it all depends on where you hit the waterfalls. So there are lockers, maybe grab a poncho. That leads me to point number 3. It's a 38-inch height requirement, so this is actually the shortest height requirement of those in the park. Kids love it because they love getting wet. My hair doesn't, but you know what? I'm here for the challenge. This is where we're at for this. I don't normally have another shirt to cover my head, but it wasn't that warm today when I started for once, so here we are.
All right, we're gonna turn the boat.
There's a vague logging theme going on, which I get. I get the theme. I can appreciate the conservation, but I'm normally too worried about getting wet to film this part. That would have been my face had I not had this shirt. My shirt's soaked, but my hair's not. One thing I did notice is that the rafts have really cool names. Like one is Baloo Me Away, another was Raja Runaround. So they have cute names. Never noticed that because I'm too worried about getting wet. Kali River Rapids recap. Thrill factor, 3. It's not that thrilling. There's no really big drop. The thrilling part is like, am I gonna get wet or not? Which kids love. I do not. But it's really not as thrilling as, say, Everest with that huge drop, or Flight of Passage where the Banshees fly at you, or Dinosaur, you have a charging dinosaur. So thrill factor 3, Molly factor 3, I guess. It's not my favorite attraction if you can't tell. I do not think that you have as much fun as wet as you get. The wet to fun ratio is off for me. I don't mind getting wet on an attraction. I love Splash Mountain, but I do not like getting potentially soaked for not a very long or very like thrilling attraction. That's just my personal preference. I know kids love it. All the kids that were on my raft were like screaming and jumping for joy. Some people, this is their favorite attraction, but that's okay. Not everyone has the same favorite attraction. And with that, we're done with Animal Kingdom, so I am off to the next park. I did, in fact, end up canceling my fast passes at Animal Kingdom because everything I rode was a walk-on, so I didn't need them. So now I am fiddle-faddling around with my Disney experience as I leave to see what fast passes I can get over at Magic Kingdom and what time I can line them up, because Magic Kingdom has 25 fast passes and they're all in the same tier. I have 4 attractions I have to ride over there, and potentially I could get all 4. Unlike at Hollywood Studios, where I also have 4 attractions, but they're all in the same tier, or one doesn't even have Fast Pass. So at most I could get one of the Fast Pass attractions, and then that's it. So for now. I can later add more. FastPass is confusing. Anyway, if I want to get 3 right now, it has to be at Magic Kingdom, so I'm fiddle-faddling around to see what time frame I can get those in, and then I'm either going to head to Epcot first to knock out the 2 attractions there, or if I can get the FastPasses close to right now, I'll head to Magic Kingdom first. It's a lot of rambling to say I don't know what I'm doing right now. Wanted to give y'all a peek at, it's now 10 o'clock, 2 hours after the park opened, and look at what the entrance looks like compared to when I came in at 8. So we're gonna get up in the morning, get up and get here, and you can walk on all the attractions like I did. That actually brings me to a really good point, and that's if you're planning a day, don't plan your fast passes first thing in the morning. I would say 2 to 3-ish hours after the park opens is when ideally your first fast pass would be if you're planning a wonderful magical day. Not if you're planning an insane day like I do sometimes, but if you're just planning a normal day, 2-3 hours after the park opens should be your first fast pass, because as you can see, everything has a pretty low wait time the first few hours the parks are open, and that goes for any park. Exceptions to every rule. If you can get Slinky Dog, 7 Dwarfs, or Flight of Passage, always get those when you can. Right now I'm looking for my car because for some reason at Animal Kingdom, I can never remember where I parked, even though I know what row I parked and I texted it to my husband. But where in Dinosaur 34 am I? What is wrong with me? Does anyone else have this problem specifically at Animal Kingdom? Let me know. I have made it into park number 2. I'm at Epcot. There are only 2 attractions to do here, hoping I can get them done quickly so that I can go over to Magic Kingdom and knock out some mountains. In other news, I am loving this Epcot wall. Like, if you're gonna do a refurbishment, make it fashion. Am I right, Epcot? Love that. First thing I'm gonna do as I walk into Epcot though, Gateway Gifts right on the left side as you walk in is a fuel rod swap. And I'm gonna swap out my fuel rods because I need energy to handle this. I've talked about fuel rod before, but it's $30 one time, and it comes with a fuel rod and cords for an iPhone or an Android, and then you can replace it as many times as you want. You just find a fuel rod kiosk around the parks or resorts. They're all over the place, and you swap it out so you always have battery. This is a very weird thing for me because the 2 attractions I have to do are Test Track and Mission Space, which are both in Future World. And I'm normally a World Showcase kind of gal. I'm normally a walk around and enjoy food and wine or whatever festival, or grab a drink in the pub and watch the band in the UK kind of gal. So it's weird not to go into World Showcase, but that's not on the agenda for today. If you want to learn more about all of the changes happening at Epcot, what's closing, what's already closed, what's gonna open, new things, check out my Epcot transformation video we did, and I talk about everything that's changing here and why I'm super excited for it. Lucky for me, the 2 attractions at Epcot are right next to each other. Unlucky for me, one of those attractions is Mission Space, which is one of the very few attractions that could cause me to hurl my breakfast. Which is why I haven't eaten breakfast yet, because I knew I'd have to ride Mission Space at some point. And I'm gonna reward myself with some coffee afterwards. So coming up on Test Track has a 40-minute wait in standby or a 10-minute wait in single rider. I'm a single person right now, so it literally doesn't matter which one I do. So obviously I'm gonna go single rider. Test Track facts. First of all, Fast Pass attraction. It's a Tier 1 Fast Pass attraction at Epcot. The other Tier 1 attractions here are Soarin' and Frozen Ever After, and I believe Epcot Forever, which is the fireworks viewing. If you do not want to go in single rider, if you want your whole group to go together, definitely get a Fast Pass for this one because it is really popular. I recommend if it's not that long or you can get a Fast Pass, ride it once, regular, so you get to design the car, which you don't always get to do in single rider, and it's fun to compete with your family to see who can design the best car. And if you want to go again, then go into single rider. It is the fastest ride at Walt Disney World, clocking in at almost 65 miles an hour. Test Track fact number 2, it's a 40-inch height requirement. That design a car thing isn't always open on single rider. It just depends on the day, I guess, or how busy they are. But if you go in the regular, the standby queue, or the fast pass queue, you get to design the car down to the color and the frame and everything, so it's a lot more detailed. But still fun that you get to do a little bit of designing here in single rider. There we go. So there's my car. Prepare to board. Sometimes people ask what I do with my stuff, So I always put my bag on the floor with my foot through it. Even if there's a basket, I don't want to deal with shoving my bag in there. And if there's a basket, I'll put my ears and sunglasses in there. But if there's not, like test track, I sit on
The
them.
seatbelt check is... Let's see how your designs hold up now.
Brakes work.
Yeah.
All right, test track recap. Thrill factor? I guess I gotta give it a 5 because it's the fastest ride in Walt Disney World, so that gives it a kind of a thrill factor. Maybe a 4 though. Yeah, we're gonna go with a 4 because while it is the fastest ride, the stuff leading up to that isn't necessarily as thrilling as, say, parts of Expedition Everest or Flight of Passage. So we're gonna give it a 4, but Molly like it factor, another 5. I love that you get to design the car and compete with your family, the family in the car with me, the parents and the kids both each designed one. Then they were like, haha, I beat you on power or whatever, and it was really fun. So I think it's a fun family attraction, something different, and again, it's fast, so I definitely say, gotta ride the test track while you're here. Mission Space does have 2 sides. It didn't always, but now it does. There's the green side, which is less intense, and then the orange side, which is more intense. The green side is only a 40-inch height requirement, and the orange side is 44. Normally, I just go on whichever one has the shorter line for these videos, and I've actually never had to do orange on camera, and I haven't done orange for years. But I feel as though if I'm doing a thrill ride video, I need to do the more thrilling side of Mission Space. And it's only a 20-minute wait. I'm a little nervous because it is insane, but I think in order to judge the attraction fairly, I gotta do it, right? It's what Lieutenant Dan would do, even though he's not here anymore. Think about the coffee, Molly. Think about the coffee you'll get when you're done with this. Here I go. Of course, with anything, if you have a fast pass for this and you get here and it's only 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, you can always modify it for whatever else is available. But if you want to ride this, I recommend grabbing it initially and then you can always swap it.
Attention astronaut candidates. You have selected Orange Team More Intense Training. If you are prone to motion sickness or made uncomfortable by enclosed dark spaces, simulators, or spinning, you may exit the flight training area now.
Surgeon, how are we doing? Space sickness bags are located on the instrument panel.
I just like pushing random buttons.
4, 3, 2, 1, watch the barrier. Pull back. Hang on.
Oh no.
Down and clear. Alert. Location, Canyon Edge. Don't move a muscle. Good work, team. You made it to the landing site. Welcome to Mars. And welcome to the Astronaut Corps.
Whew. Okay, I survived. That was the one I was nervous about today, and I did it. Mission Space recap. It's incredible. It does upset my stomach, and I definitely do not recommend riding this after going and drinking around the world or eating anything at Food and Wine. But that said, it's pretty incredible. It's been a while, like I said, since I've done the orange version, and it really does feel like you have G-forces. It's hard to lift your arms up on that launch sequence. But I do recommend if you're unsure if you can handle the orange side, ride the green side first. If that's okay, then jump over to orange. But it's pretty cool. Thrill factor, definitely a 5 because orange side at least, it really does feel like you're going into space. Green side I'd probably give like a 4. Molly factor, probably like a 3.5 or a 4, somewhere in there. Not a must-do for me because of the risk of being nauseous, but it is pretty cool. But like I said, my favorite attraction at Epcot is World Showcase, so, not a must-do for me, but cool. If you like space or simulators, check it out. And we're done with Epcot, just like that. I no longer have time for coffee because I've made the executive decision to take the monorail to Magic Kingdom, because even though I have to take the monorail to the TTC, Transportation and Ticket Center, and then another monorail over into Magic Kingdom, I do still think it'll be faster than trying to move my car to the transportation and ticket center and then get the monorail, etc. So let's hope that's a good decision. Seems like the monorail's here right now. Because the monorail was right there, that was an excellent decision. That didn't take very long to get over to the transportation and ticket center. I am still a little nauseous though from Mission Space, or because I haven't eaten. One of the two, so I'll definitely grab something food-wise, but I definitely did not want to eat before Mission Space. But now to Magic Kingdom, park number 3. There isn't a monorail here right now, so I am gonna grab a little something here from this Joffrey's line, because there's not a really long line for the monorail, but a decent one, so I should be able to eat my snack and drink coffee while I'm waiting and in the monorail. As you can see, there's a little bit of a line queuing up for the express monorail, but they seem to be moving quickly, hopefully, so I'll be on the next monorail or the one after that. In the meantime, I grabbed an iced pumpkin coffee, of course, and a muffin from Joffrey's, just to have a little something in my stomach, thanks to Mission Space. Friendly reminder, if you are an annual pass holder, you get a discount at Joffrey's, which I do prefer Starbucks, but gotta love an annual pass discount. I'm successfully on the monorail, but the doors are still open, and it seems like it's delayed. It's been sitting here for a while, so now I'm not sure if this was a great decision. Okay, now we're moving. So that added about 10 minutes, probably. Finally. Oh boy, that did not go smoothly, which, you know what, that is my friendly reminder to you to always allot ample travel time in between destinations, especially when using Disney transportation, because whilst the monorail is free, it was not exactly quick. Made it into Magic Kingdom after a little drama. Who doesn't love that? And I was able to secure fast passes for the original 3 mountains. Space Mountain's up first, then Splash, then Big Thunder, which means Mine Train is the question mark. Will I get lucky and be able to pull a fast pass? I don't know. Otherwise, that could be the first lengthy queue of the day. But here we go. All the feels. Walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA. Fast facts about Space Mountain. It is a fast pass attraction. I definitely recommend getting a fast pass if this is one you plan to ride. Very, very popular attraction right now. Has a 95-minute wait, so super fun. Roller coaster in the dark. 44-inch height requirement. One of my favorites. Let's blast off. Space Mountain doesn't have like a true single rider line, but if you are a single party, make sure to let the next cast member after that sign know, and they'll route you around another direction possibly, and then you'll fill in an odd number of people on a rocket. So because I'm a single rider, I get to go all the way down this way, and then I will just fill in with a group that doesn't have a 3rd person or a 6th person in the rocket. Here we go! One of my faves. Space Mountain recap, thrill level 5. It's a roller coaster in the dark. It's awesome. You don't know where you're going. I adore it, which means, of course, Molly level of 5, a must-do for me, quite possibly my favorite of the Magic Kingdom mountains. I just love this attraction so much, so I definitely think you should do it, and definitely, if you can, get that fast pass. I know I'm old now because I just had to buy a ginger ale. Mission Space, guys. I didn't think I was that nauseous, but man, oh man. Also, if you're worried about my health, I have been drinking water. I just haven't done it on camera, so it's not just coffee and soda today. Anyway, off to Frontierland. Next attraction at Magic Kingdom is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Another one of my personal favorites. Some fun facts. Does have Fast Pass, 40-inch height requirement. It's the wildest ride in the wilderness, y'all. Through the power of refreshing the My Disney Experience app,
Perfect, come on in.
I was able to get a Fast Pass for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad for today. If you want some more Fast Pass tips like refreshing and how to maximize Fast Pass, watch my getting 27 Fast Passes in Magic Kingdom in one day video. But it has an 85-minute wait right now, so definitely a good Fast Pass choice. Thank you. Ooh, front of the train. Big Thunder recap. Thrill factor? It's probably like a 3.5. It's less thrilling than Test Track probably, but fun factor, Molly factor, strong 5. Like I said, one of my favorites. The more closer you sit to the back, the more thrilling the ride is. So if you want the craziest ride, sit in the back. If you want the calmer ride, sit in the front. But one of my all-time favorites. It's just not as thrilling as, say, like Everest or, you know, some of the other attractions. But we've got one more attraction here in Frontierland. On to Splash. Splash has a current wait of 115 minutes, but this is the Fast Pass line. So I'm gonna hop in it.
I'm gonna wait for Clara.
And then kind of fiddle around with my phone to see if I can figure out anything better. But this is the Fast Pass line, which I'm gonna guess is shorter than 115 minutes, so it's still faster, but not fast. I chatted with a cast member. She said the Fast Pass line should be about 25-30 minutes, which it's not as fast as normal, but it's still faster than the 115-minute wait that's posted right now. Sometimes this happens, friends. I believe Splash had a downtime earlier in the day, which meant anyone that had a Splash Fast Pass can now come back whenever they want, so they're all back. Splash Mountain facts. Fast Pass attraction. Highly recommend getting a Fast Pass on this one again. It's very, very popular, especially in the summer. 40-inch height requirement, so the same thing as Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So it took just under 30 minutes to get to the Splash loading dock in the Fast Pass line. Ooh, party of one, that's me. Hi, one. Now I don't know where I'm sitting. Please be in the back, please be in the back, please be in the back. Hello, one.
Row 4.
Yes, I'm in the back. Oh no. Oh no. I think this needs to go faster or I'm about to get soaked. Oh no, here one comes. I'm dead. Oh, I'm safe again. Now the third one. Please, Splash Gods. Oh no. Oh no. Safe again. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. No! Got me. Wasn't that bad though. That's nice. Well, Splash Mountain recap. Thrill factor? like a 3.5, same thing as Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Besides the big drop, there are some little drops, but that's the thrilling part and the anticipation that builds as you're waiting for the big drop. But as far as Molly factor goes, I'm gonna give it a 5 again. There's not much on this list today I'm not gonna give a 5 to, but it's a quintessential Magic Kingdom classic you must do. It's actually a really cute attraction if you can, you know, calm down and be less scared about the big drop and actually look around at the attraction. The animatronics are cute, the song is great, it's a must do. And as you can see, you're definitely gonna wanna use a fast pass because it's a popular one. Jumped into line at my 4th Magic Kingdom attraction for the day, 7 Dwarfs Mine Train. I was able to somehow miraculously snag a single fast pass for this while I was waiting in the splash queue. It's pretty busy, it's a 115-minute wait, so that's probably because I'm a single person right now, but it was popping up. I had to refresh it to get a time close to now, but it did pop up a few times in the evening, so you never know what could happen. 7 Dwarfs Mine Train is super awesome. It's a part of New Fantasyland, 38-inch height requirement, and definitely the hardest fast pass to get at Magic Kingdom, one of the hardest to get in all of Walt Disney World, so if you see a fast pass for this one, definitely snag it. I adore that attraction, but thrill factor, I'm gonna give it like the 3.5, 4. Same thing I'm giving to Splash and Big Thunder, just because it's not as big of a thrill ride as some of the other ones, so it can't get a 5. But those swinging cars are nothing like anything else, which makes it pretty awesome. But Molly factor, again, a hard 5. I think that attraction is so much fun. It's so smooth, and I love, again, those swinging cars. I actually love the part where you slow down and go through the mine. It's gorgeous. Definitely a must-do on my list. However, like I said, it's very popular. It had almost a 2-hour wait just now, so either keep working to get those fast passes or ride first thing in the morning or last thing at night. And now we've wrapped up Magic Kingdom. One more park to go. Headed out of the park. The monorail is arriving right now. It's the Toy Story one. If I hop to, hopefully I can get on it. Do have to go back to Epcot because that's where my car is to get to Hollywood Studios, which is obviously the last park, but that's all right. Perfection. Gotta scoot over to Epcot now on the other monorail. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, why not take the Skyliner from Epcot over to Hollywood Studios? But a few things. One, the monorail's gonna drop me off right at the parking lot, so I'll be right there to zip, zap, zoop into my car, take it over to Studios, as opposed to having to go through Epcot security, walk all the way through Epcot and World Showcase, all the way through International Gateway to then get on the Skyliner, to then transfer at Caribbean Beach, to then get on the Hollywood Studios Skyliner. Plus, it's a risky game. You saw what happened with the monorail. I was delayed like 15 minutes, probably in total, maybe more already with the monorail, and I don't want to play that game with the Skyliner. So maybe another video I'll do all of Disney transportation and how to get where to go and the best ways and blah, blah, blah. Let me know if you think that would be interesting. But for now, I'm going to rely on myself and take my car. It took about 30 minutes to get from the front of the Magic Kingdom to now walking to the parking lot at Epcot, which I'm not convinced is that much longer than if I had just parked at Magic Kingdom, but I am convinced that I definitely lost time with the monorail delays going both ways. So, you know, got some ground to cover, but one more park. I think we can do it. We'll see. It's me again from the parking lot where I lost my car because I've never been here before, I guess, and I didn't write it down. But I knew what time I got here, so I asked a parking cast member, and they can either radio or they have a little sheet on them that says if you know approximately what time you got to the park, what parking lot, what row they were parking, and I was able to very easily find my car thanks to that kind cast member. Thank you, Jay. So that's a little tip. If you can't find your car, find a cast member. They will help you. All right, on to Studios. Bopping into Hollywood Studios now. Buzz 407 is where I parked, and I was able to get a fast pass for Tower of Terror for right now, which is great. And I've also been watching the Smuggler's Run times all day. They've been waffling between about 30 minutes, and I saw it at 70 earlier. So when I see it get closer to that 30 mark, I'm gonna go over there since, again, Smuggler's Run, no fast pass. Tower of Terror, couple of things to note. It's a 40-inch height requirement, so not as tall as some of the other thrill rides here. And it is a fast pass attraction. It's a tier 1 fast pass attraction. You may recall in previous videos or earlier this video, I've been talking about fast pass tiers at Hollywood Studios. Basically, all of the attractions are in tier 1 except for Star Tours, which is not on the list, which means that everything in Toy Story Land, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Tower of Terror are all tier 1 attractions. So you can only get one if it's your initial fast pass picks. So you're gonna have to make some tough decisions. This one is easier to pull as a secondary fast pass, so I would recommend doing that unless this is like your all-time favorite ride and you want to 100% guarantee you can get on it and there's not a Slinky Dog in sight, then get Tower of Terror. Our terror, the maintenance team, like the actual Disney maintenance team, had to come look at our elevator before we got on, which delayed us boarding, which then meant when we landed, we got delayed, and I was trying to film to show you guys the very horrifying Caesar doll, which if anything's scary on this ride, it's that horrifying doll. And instead, the lights all went out, and then it really was terrifying. So, you know, keeping me on my toes, Disney. I'll point out nothing was wrong with the attraction, and the reason that happened is because we were delayed. The timing was off for like us pulling into the unload, so that's why that happened. There's not actually anything wrong with Tower of Terror. Disney would not let us ride it if there really was, but it just added an element of surprise. Tower of Terror recap, thrill factor, 5, especially that ride I just went on, but it's the thrill of the unknown and of the falling that definitely makes that one a 5. The action isn't as long as other attractions, but because you don't know if you're going to go down first, up, down, up, down, up, down, it's a randomized drop sequence, that definitely adds to the thrill factor, plus the entire theming, the spooky creepiness definitely ups the thrill factor. The Molly factor, again, a 5. I love that attraction. Like I said, I think it's perfect. I think it's so incredibly themed. I got to give it a 5, and if you're a thrill seeker, got to put that one on your bucket list. So, on to the next attraction, which is right next door. Right next to Tower of Terror is Rock and Roller Coaster, which is another thrill ride. They do have single rider. Wasn't sure if it's open or not, but I was able to get a fast pass for it just because why not? This is a fast pass attraction. Again, this is a tier 1 fast pass attraction. Does offer single rider. It also has a 48-inch height requirement, so the tallest height requirement in the park. Stars Aerosmith. Every single limo has a different soundtrack. You never know what you're gonna get. I really hope it's Dude Looks Like a Lady or Love in an Elevator. Those are two of my favorites. Woo! Rock and Roller Coaster. One of my favorites, maybe tied with Everest for my top favorite, or if not, a close second of all the thrill rides. Definitely a hard 5 on the thrill factor. It's the only attraction that goes upside down. That slingshot start takes you from 0 to 60 in just over 2 seconds. That never gets old. I adore that one, which obviously means the Molly factor is a 5. Do you need a fast pass for it? Yes, if you want to ride with your family all together, but no, sometimes your safer bet is to just go single rider. I have had it where single rider does take a little bit longer, but usually not as long as the queue. However, it is a very popular attraction, so definitely consider single rider or fast pass. I only have 2 attractions left, both of which I'm gonna have to go stand by. This might actually be the craziest thing about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, is that you go through this tunnel when you enter on Grand Avenue by Muppets or Baseline Tap House. And then when you're done with the tunnel, you're on another planet. Like, I literally forget that Muppets exists when I walk right here. What a treat it is that I get to walk through this land right now. It's not that hot out, and the sun's going down, and it's just beautiful in here. Must not get distracted by Cat Saka's kettle corn. Must not get... No! Here's my dilemma right now with Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It's a 40-minute wait or single rider. But in my experience, single rider takes longer on this attraction than others because you're filling in the odd spots in groups of 6 because that's how many ride in the attraction together. So I'm trying to decide if 40 minutes is actually, I should just do 40 minutes because if I do the 40 minutes, it could be about the same time and I'll get to see the Hondo Okinawa animatronic and I can request what position I want to be. Decisions. But I also gotta wait for Slinky. Bright Suns. I talked to Victor, one of Hondo's crew, and he said to go standby so that way I can request my position and get to see Hondo, of course. And he said 40 minutes is a little, probably on the high side, so I'm going to time that for you. There's the Falcon.
I am offering the opportunity of a lifetime. I need flight crews to transport this valuable merchandise across the galaxy.
We just chatted with Hondo Onaka. It actually took like 25 minutes from the entrance of the queue to the Hondo room, so the crew member at the front was right. It was not 40 minutes, and now it's time to get my assignment to pilot this thing. I got my position. It is engineer. I didn't feel the need to request because I didn't want to wait for another crew because I am still on a time crunch and have another big attraction to do. But I did want to see Hondo, and I wanted to see when it said 40 how long it really was. It was about 25, and now I'm ready to engineer this ship.
You'd better be faster when we get to the green trouble. Right from is lovely. Let's get another container of coaxium. Hit the boosters. Boost. We made it. I don't believe it, but we made it.
All available techs, we have a Corellian freighter that needs immediate transport after the English day. This city is practically scrap metal.
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run Roundup Thrill Factor. This one's really hard to rate because it's very circumstantial. Thrill factor all on its own, just like how exciting the attraction is or how like thrilling it is, it's probably like a 4 because it's, I mean, when you think about drops like on Everest or Tower of Terror or that loop-de-loop on Rock and Roller Coaster or even the dinosaurs running at you dinosaur, those things are more like thrilling, so I would probably give this a 4. Must-do factor, Molly's factor. Again, circumstantial. If you're with all your friends and you're in there, all 6 of you having so much fun, it's definitely a must-do. If you're a diehard Star Wars person and have dreamed of piloting the Millennium Falcon for your whole life, definitely a must-do. If you are not a Star Wars person, I don't even actually think you should ride it unless it has a really short line and you want to pilot it, but it's not a must-do for you. And so because of the variability, I'm going to give it like a 4 to a 4.5. I definitely like it. I have fun when I ride it. But do I like it as much as like Rock and Roller Coaster? I do not. Rise of the Resistance, however, I think is going to blow me away. The other big variable with Millennium Falcon is what position you get. Of course, if you're pilot, that thing's a 5. But if you're engineer, it's kind of just like Mission Space. And if you're gunner, it's somewhere in the middle. So that's another variable, which is why I couldn't give it a strong 5 across the board, and it caused me some inner turmoil. If you've been keeping count at home, you know that was attraction 13, and I have 1 attraction left, and I can conveniently get to it as I exit Galaxy's Edge. Do you know what it is? It's going to be very different environment here soon. It's actually really smart that you go from Galaxy's Edge to the Buzz and Alien Swirling Saucers section of Toy Story Land, because that's way more fitting than Woody. Space. You get it. here I am at my final attraction of the day, Slinky Dog Dash in Toy Story Land. I adore this attraction. I think it's so precious. Couple things to point out. It is a Fast Pass attraction. It is the hardest Fast Pass to get at Hollywood Studios. So if you see it, snatch it up quick. 38-inch height requirement. It's a step up from Barnstormer. I would put it on par probably with Big Thunder Mountain as far as thrills go. But this little guy is so much fun, and I'm headed to get in line right now. 45-minute wait right now, which really isn't that bad for this attraction. I've seen it over an hour for most of the day, so 45 minutes really isn't too shabby. If you see it under an hour, that's pretty dang good, and I recommend riding it unless you can get that Fast Pass, or come first thing in the morning, and you should be able to get on pretty quick. Oh, 35, hey! This queue is so cute. It's like Andy built it. It's like Andy built this whole land. We're in Andy's backyard playing with his toys. We are the size of his toys. And I just really think this land as in general is really cute. And this attraction is really cute. I'm so close! Right there, last attraction! Look at his little butt! Hey, and that cute cast member! Last ride, party dance, last ride. Here we Galaxy's Edge. Woo! Whoa! 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 Slinky Dog recap, the final attraction of the day. Thrill factor, I'm going to give it a 4. It's not as thrilling as Expedition Everest or Rock and Roller Coaster, but it has a lot more bark than it looks like. Pun very much intended. It looks like it's going to be a lot slower than it is, but it has got some loop-dees. It takes off really quickly. It's got some up and downs that make your stomach drop. It's so much fun. And obviously Molly Factor, strong 5. Not only do I love Toy Story, not only do I think it's adorable, but I think it's so much fun. It feels unpredictable even though I've ridden it before. It's just so well themed and I absolutely enjoy it. I adore it. Definitely a must do for me. If you cannot get a Fast Pass, go first thing in the morning. I've had great luck not waiting in a long line first thing in the morning or last thing at night. And as you can tell, this land is super cool at night, but put this on your must-do list, friends, because this one is awesome. Riding Slinky Dog Dash means we did it, friends. I rode every single thrill ride in Walt Disney World in just one day. That's 14 attractions across 4 parks in total. Whew, what a day it has been. I'm gonna calculate the scores and let you know the final results of the thrill factor and the Molly factor in one moment. All right, friends, I have the final tallies right here on this very official piece of receipt paper a nice cast member gave to me. I'm standing in front of the Incredibles mural in the Incredibles section because it's been an incredible day. Yeah. I'm aware that a lot of these tied my rankings, so just know that I know they're tied, so we're cool. All right, as far as thrill goes, from the worst to the best. Number 14, Cali River Rapids. Then we've got Smuggler's Run, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Splash Mountain, 7 Dwarfs Mine Train, Test Track, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Slinky Dog Dash, Mission Space, Tower of Terror, Space Mountain, Dinosaur, Expedition Everest, and Rock and Roller Coaster. Now again, that was the thrill factor rankings, but let's get to what really matters here, friends, the Molly rankings, right? That's what everyone cares about. According to me, from my least favorite to my most favorite, there are a few ties in here as well, but we've got Cali River Rapids, Mission Space, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Test Track, Splash Mountain, Dinosaur, Flight of Passage, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Slinky Dog Dash, Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Rockin' Roller Coaster, and Expedition Everest. There you have it, friends. The official rankings of all the thrill rides in Walt Disney World. Hopefully you had so much fun following along on this challenge today. Let me know what your favorite Walt Disney World thrill ride is in the comments. Let me know what challenge I should take on next. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net so you can follow along during the next challenge. And in the meantime, friends, I'm Molly, and it has been so magical and thrilling. Good night, guys. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.